All right, David Feldman is here, head of BKFC 16, which takes place on Friday. David, you're at the airport, man. You're getting ready to go out for another event. How are you feeling about this one? You excited to get back in there?
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. I mean, it really stacked from top to bottom. A great card, bunch of great fights. I'm actually leaving Miami now. I just had a bunch of really good meetings there with some really great fighters that we're going to announce here soon, and also the location of BKFC 18, which we're going to announce soon as well. So it's really exciting stuff coming up for the next couple months.
For sure. And I feel like you guys are holding like events so often now. You know what I mean? It used to be like every couple of months we'd hear from you, and then it would kind of go into the background. But now, I mean, you guys are riding a pretty solid wave of momentum from the last fight. Does that show you that you're doing something right when you have this constant wave of momentum and you can keep putting events on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fan base is just it's growing crazy. I mean, the pandemic was a horrible situation for everybody, but some people died and lost their businesses, and it's just really a tremendous shame. But for business wise, for BKFC, it really it gave us a time to refocus and explode, and we exploded in 2020. It was a phenomenal year for us. Our valuation went up about 400%. We were able to get some really good influential people involved with the company and to put on these fights month after month, doing international shows, doing smaller shows, doing bigger shows. It's just a tremendous amount of momentum right now, and we are riding that wave, and hopefully that wave lasts for a long time.
Yeah, and I think we saw from our end too. The traffic on your last event was excellent for us. It seemed like a lot of people were interested. So when you're expanding like that, is it difficult to kind of not try to do things too quickly? Like, what's your outlook from here on out? Is it just to continue what you're doing, or do you guys have further expansion, international plans this year? What's kind of the outlook for you guys in 2021 here?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm go big or go home always, and I have to have some people pull the reins a little bit because if not, I mean, we're just going to be going really fast. So I do have some people on the team that say, "Oh, let's just calm down a little bit." But when I decide to do something really big, we go for it, and it generally works out. Um, as far as the remainder of 2021, as long as the border's open, we have plans of doing a show in England in July and Russia actually in September. So we do have plans of just really going all over the world in the next couple of years. But this year we would like to do 3 international shows. Or 3 international destinations, which will be Phuket, Thailand, which we did last Friday remotely, and then England in July, and then like I said, August or September with Russia.
Very nice, man. I saw the backdrop in the Knuckle Kingdom fight was pretty amazing. So, are you going to try to find some more cool locations like that? Maybe some outdoor fights in other parts of the world?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that was amazing. The only bad part about that show is I was not able to go.
Yeah.
I wanted to go so bad. It's a 14-day quarantine to get into Thailand.
Oh, wow.
If you do the vaccine, I think they narrowed it down to like a 5-day, so maybe that's an option. But yeah, I mean, the next one we're planning there is going to be in May. So I'd love to be able to make it out there. It would be awesome. I mean, the backdrop was unbelievable. The fights were just really tremendous. There's some some tweaks we're gonna have to make. It's our first time we did something like that, and we will, and we're gonna put on a hell of a show. But this show this Friday night is tremendous. I mean, fight for fight, it could be one of the most evenly matched cards we've ever put on.
Yep, and that's down in Biloxi, Mississippi. And then you guys have an April event in Alabama, and then you hinted at something here. I think you had mentioned maybe Miami on one of your Instagram lives. So is that kind of what we're thinking in the next couple of months as far as events here in the United States?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do Biloxi this Friday night. That'll be BKFC 16, Elmore versus Garcia, live on the Bare Knuckle TV app, and then April 30th from Birmingham, Alabama, our first show in Alabama. That will be a really great show as well, again on the Bare Knuckle TV app. And then May 21st will be on the Bare Knuckle TV app and also on pay-per-view. It's going to be a very stacked card. It's hopefully, I'll give you a little hint, it's going to be at the Hard Rock Stadium, the home of the Miami Dolphins. It looks like it's going to end up there. So it's going to be a tremendous show for us then. And then June, we're going to go to another new state. I believe we're going to Montana in June. And then July, we're hoping to have all the I's dotted and T's crossed for Texas for a really huge event, biggest event we've ever done by 5 times in July. So we have a lot of plans going into the summer, and then we'll start adding on to that as these these shows start happening.
And I know you probably can't reveal all your secrets right now, but obviously you talked about the Hard Rock, where the Hard Rock Stadium, where the Miami Dolphins play. You got to have some pretty big names, I would assume, to put on something like that. So you got some tricks up your sleeve, huh?
No, absolutely. I mean, we pulled everything together for Miami. All the guys in South Florida are going to be on that card. So, some of the guys we have, they're all going to be on that card. And then a few surprises. And it's going to be tremendous. It's like I said, man, it's just go big or go home at times. Not every time, but this one is another one of those moments. The perception of having 14,000 screaming fans in attendance would just be unbelievable at this stage. I mean, it would just be tremendous for us. And that's what we're trying to do. If not, we have a very good backup facility, and that's going to be about 6,000 fans. So either event that we do, it'll be our largest attendance that we've ever had.
That's great, man. And talking about, I mentioned your last event and how well it did. Obviously, Paige VanZant, I think, was a big part of that. Any sort of update on her? I know her debut wasn't successful in terms of wins and losses, but I'm assuming, she's still a draw, and she's still somebody that you guys are excited to have back.
Absolutely. She'll be back June, July, probably July, because it looks like we're going to do the super card, and she's going to be on that against another well-known female fighter that, again, we just have to announce things right. I'd love to be able to give you a lot of drops, but I can't.
Sure.
People are going to get really, really excited about this match that she's going to have, and the main event is just going to be it's unbelievable. It'll be a trilogy fight. That's the only hint I can give. It'll be a trilogy fight with two legends, and we're really, really, really happy to be able to put that one on, and we think we're going to get a ton of eyeballs for that one.
I'm excited, man. And about Paige, do you feel like, she obviously didn't win her debut, but for somebody that has an eye for talent in bare knuckle fighting, did you like what you saw out of her? Do you feel like, the adjustments can be made where she can make those strides and start to pick up wins?
Yeah, you know what it was? What I was happy to see with her is at the end of the fight is she came on. Had she started really quick in the first round and kind of dwindled in the later rounds, then maybe it wasn't going to be for her. But since she started slow, kind of found her groove, and then finished really, really strong, I definitely think that she can have a home here. I think she can adapt to this sport, and I expect her to do way, way better than she did on the February show here in July.
Another highlight from your last show wasn't even somebody that was fighting. It was Shaquille O'Neal was there. So what's his involvement with you guys going forward? Is he somebody that we're going to see more of when it comes to BKFC events?
Yeah, I just had 3 tremendous meetings down here in Miami, and he's something that we're working a date on right now. I'm in a deal with him, another really, really big celebrity, and then another one as well. So we're trying to get all 3 of them to team up, pair in, and come in as a partner for BKFC, and it looks like that's going to happen. So the sooner that happens, the better, obviously. We're also working on a major TV deal right now, which we should have those deal points all ironed out by Wednesday of next week, and then be able to announce those as well.
Very nice, man. And Shaquille O'Neal, obviously a big guy, and 2 big guys that I've heard you're interested in. I saw you did an interview, I think, with BJ Penn or somebody talking about maybe Junior Dos Santos or Alistair Overeem as free agents that you're interested in. Are those 2 names that are kind of on your radar right now?
No, absolutely they are. I mean, we're talking to Anna, who is Junior Dos Santos' manager. We also spoke to George, who's representing Alistair Overeem. They both said that they just wanted a couple weeks to diffuse before they kind of made up their mind which direction they wanted to go. But we are in talks with them. Both, we probably won't end up signing both of them, but I think it's a strong possibility we're going to sign one of those guys.
Nice. And I got to ask you, too, recently there was I think it's a former fighter of yours that was arrested for an accident that happened involving a death, Sheena Starr. Do you guys have any comment on that and what went down there?
I mean, really, I don't know much about it except to say it's a very, very unfortunate situation, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the victim. I mean, I don't really know much about it. I just know, again, it's unfortunate for everybody involved, especially for the person that lost his life and the family of the victim. So, that's all we can really say right now.
No doubt. And I do have one follow-up. There was a warrant put out in October, and she fought for you guys in December. I guess, is there any, how did that happen, I guess would be my question.
Well, you know what? I mean, very honestly and transparently, I don't think any company out there does background checks on their fighters and criminal backgrounds every fight. Once they're involved, then they're involved, and if nothing pops up in the news, I don't think they're all checking. So we certainly didn't check her criminal background check, see if there's any warrants for it. We never got a call, or no one ever reached out to us to tell us that there was a warrant. So we had no idea. So that's really just how that happened. Nobody said anything to us, so I guess it flew under the radar for her.
Yep. And she's no longer with you guys, obviously.
No.
Okay, cool. Let's end on a more positive note, right? So you got your fights on Friday. Say, there's a fan out there that's on the fence. They don't know if they should buy your product for this Friday. What should they tune in? Like, what is the selling point here? What are they going to see if they tune in? Kind of pitch me. You got Leonard Garcia, right, on the card?
Absolutely. Leonard Garcia versus Joe Elmore, the main event. We have former two-time world champion not Dat, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley fighting long-tenured BKFC fighter Reggie Barnett. And then we have the first ever BKFC heavyweight champ Arnold Adams taking on tough as nails Bobo O'Bannon. So how I'll describe this is the most exciting combat sport on the planet, bar none, nonstop action the whole entire night long, the purest form of combat sports you'll ever see. If you're a combat sports fan, you tune in, and I guarantee you'll always tune in again. If you're not a combat sports fan, it might not be up your alley. But if you are, because you probably are if you're listening to this podcast, tune in and watch it. It'll be the best money you ever spent on an event. $3.99 at bktvApp.com.
All right, there he is, the president of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, David Feldman. David, have a good trip over. I hope you have a safe flight and appreciate the time today.